So we know the difference between a declaration and initialization. So these are the declaration, okay, and and this is initialization of this T object, and this is initialization of this data member of new node, okay, and this is initialization of number variable, and number variable was declared here, okay. So, and this is the definition of this greet function. So initialization of a function doesn't mean anything because we are not initializing this function. We are just providing the definition of this function. Okay. And and so at line number 22, we have declared a number variable and we have initialize this number variable. We can do this thing into the single line. So we can comment this line and we can provide the value 10 at the time of declaration. So here we are declaring this variable and here we are providing initializing value 10 to this number variable. So this whole thing is known as definition. Definition. So what we are doing here, we are declaring the number variable and we are initializing this number variable with the value 10. So this whole thing is known as a definition. Okay, we have declared a variable num and we have initialized with the value 10, and this whole thing is known as a definition. So can we write? Okay, let me copy. And here also same thing is happening. Here also we can do same thing. Suppose we can comment out this thing and equal to team. So what we are doing here, we are declaring team object and we are initializing using the default constructor of team class. Okay, and this whole thing is known as definition. Definition. Okay, so what we are doing, we are declaring T object of team class and we are initializing a team object by calling the default constructor. So default values, default data member value like name equal to team India will be provided to the team object, and this whole thing is known as definition. Okay, so can we write definition equal to declaring something and initializing. This statement is true in case of variables. See, we are declaring the number variable and we are initializing with the value 10, and whole thing is definition. This whole thing is definition of this number variable. And here also we are declaring variable team object and we are initializing team object by calling the default constructor of the class team class, and this whole thing is known as definition. This whole thing is known as definition. And can we write definition equal to declaring and plus initializing that particular object or variable or function? Can we write that? No, we can't write that, because in case of functions we have declared this function here at line number 4, and at line number 41 we are providing definition of this greet function and we are providing functionality of this greet function here. So we are providing definition here. So we are not initializing this greet function. So initialization of a function does not mean anything. We can't initialize a function. Okay, we can call a function, but we can't initialize a function. Okay, so this statement is wrong in case of function. So we can never say definition equal to declaration plus initialization. It is true in case of variables. Like we can, if we declare a variable and initialize variable on the same line, it is known as a definition. As a generic statement, definition is not equal to declaration plus initialization, because as a generic statement it won't be true for the functions, because for the function initialization means nothing. Okay, so this is a very important interview question asked by the interviewers. Does definition equal to declaration plus initialization? No, it is not right. So we can't have generic statement like that. Definition equal to declaration plus initialization. Because this is only true in case of creating objects or initializing them, declaring variables and initializing them. But this generic statement will not be true for the functions. Okay. So this was all about declaration, initialization, and definition of the variables, of the object, and of the functions. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.